Yeah, hello everyone. So, welcome to the video. We are solving the SQL 50 sheet, and here we have solved the 11 problems from this sheet. And today we are going to solve the students and examination problem. So, yesterday we have solved the employee bonus, which was a pretty simple left join problem. But today there is one tricky problem, which is student and examination, which mark as a easy, but it's not easy at first glance. So what it says, it gave us three tables. Firstly, student table, subject table, and examination table. So what is the relation between that? So in the student table, there are two basically columns: student ID and name. Subject table have only subject name, and examinations table have only student ID and subject name. So the thing you can see is student ID is common in the examination and the student table, and subject name is common in subject table and the examination table, right? So what we what we need to do is, first of all, let's talk about what the solution needs. Write a solution to find the number of times each student attended each exam. What it mean? We have to return the result table where it will contain the student ID, student name, subject name, and how many times he is attended that exam. Okay, so let's analyze the input. We have student table, subject table, and examination table. So this is a very classic interview question. Wherever interviewer will ask you about how to join the three tables. So here the approach is, we need to cross join the student table with the subject, because each student have each subject because they are in the same class. It is just an assumption, it not in the same class, but every student have every subject, and we need to see like that student how many times attended that subject's exam. Okay, so first of all we need to cross join the student table and subject table. Okay, that's clear. That is the first step. Then we need to count, means we need to aggregate the result based on the student ID. Means after cross join we have the multiple entries. What is a cross join basically means? For example, this is a student table and this subject table, right? So for this entry it will create three entries. For example, one allies and math, one allies and physics, one allies and programming. So for each entry in the student table, there it will create a three entries with the each subject name. According to that, 4 into 3, 12 entries will be created. And then after that we will join as a left join using the examination table, and inside that we need to count like how many times that subject name appears. Okay, so mostly this is a clear as a in a theory. Let's try to code in. So this is the thing which I have written here. So the approach will be cross join plus left join and the count problem. Idea, we have to show every student with every subject even if the exam count is 0, right? As we have discussed earlier, that we need to attach with every subject, and after that we will calculate the like they will attended that exam or not, and then count how many times that pair appears in the examination. Okay, what it means that by the pairs, pair is basically the pair of subject and the student. Yeah. So let's try to write. Select what is needed in the output, student ID. So let's say s dot, okay, let's say s as a student, s dot student ID. Then we need student name as well, so this is also present in the same table, s dot student name. Then we need the subject name. Subject name is basically present in the subject table, so let's say subject as a subject dot subject name. Okay, and the last column, which is a count, so we need to count we need to count the examination e dot student id as attended exam. Yeah, so what it says, it will check the every entry in the examination table. Let's say one math, one physics, so it will compare with our original cross join table, and then it will count accordingly. Okay, so yeah, select student id, student name, subject name, and the attended exam, which is basically the count of the student id from student, yeah, students table, cross join subject table, subjects, we need to give the alias as well, student s cross join subjects sub, and then left join with the examination table, examinations. Then condition is very important, we need to write a condition on, yeah, we need to find a pair, right? Pair of what? The student id, which should be matched with the this id, and the subject name with the examination name, right? So we have this in our cross join, this pair basically we have created in the cross join, and we are comparing with this one. Simple. So here we are writing the condition, which is s dot student name equals to e dot student name and a sub dot, which is a subject table, subject dot subject name equals to e dot subject name. Yeah, and we need to sort it as well. I think here they have written something, return the result table order by student id and subject name. But before that, to support the count function, which is the aggregate, we need to group by this thing, group by the pair. And what is pair consist of? Group by s dot student id, group by student id and subject name, right? So subject name consists in sub dot subject name. All right, and then we need to write the final order by, which will be student id and subject name same, student id and subject name. Yeah, so what it is saying, we are selecting the student id from the first table, which is a student table. We are selecting the student name from the first table, then we are selecting the subject name from this table, and then count from this table. Basically what it's saying, we are grouping this table based on the pair. Let's say this pair is same, this is also same, so it will and yeah, this is also same, so it will mark as a 3. You can see here the output as a 3, right? Because it contains the 3 exactly same entries, the pair which is present 3 times in that table. Yeah, so according to that, it will count, and we are counting from the student, and we are joining with the cross join with the subject table, and then we are making the left join with the examination table. Yeah, we are doing left join because we want that examination details as well where the student is not attended yet, so it will show the count as a 0. And we need to finally group by the student id and subject name, and then student id and subject name will be onto that we are sorting our result. So let's try to hit the run button and hoping for the best. So what happened? Unknown column e dot student id. So for the e dot student id, it is saying the column is not present. Let's check whether the issue is f1 e dot student id. Okay, sorry, we have forgotten to give the alias for the examinations table. Yep, now it again unknown column e dot student name on clothes. So on student name e dot student name, examination table, examinations table, yes, spelling also right. Where subject name e dot subject name, that is also right. So what is wrong? Okay, let's try to analyze. See how I am showing my errors in the video. I'm not editing anything. So left join examinations e on student name e dot student name, examination as e. Let's try. Okay, we have selected this one, exam from the student s, cross join subjects sub, and then we are doing left join examinations. Yeah, examination spelling also right, examinations as e on s dot student name and e dot student name. So student name, sorry, e does not contain the student name, so here we need to write student id. Yeah, so that was a problem. So that's how we are fixing our bugs. It is saying wrong answer. Interesting. So what is the issue now? Let's analyze our output. This is expected and this is our result. See, 3 2 1 1 0 1 0 1. It seems almost correct. Yeah, it seems almost correct. Then why it's failed again? Okay, the issue was here for the attended exam they have written as a attended exams as a column name, and we have written only exam, so that's why it is giving like failure. So we need to attach s here. Oof. Yeah, so it's accepted. Let's try to hit the submit button. Yeah, it's done. Okay, I hope it's clear to you, and try to solve by yourself first, then come back again to see the video. If not understood, then watch again. Try to get help from the GPT, like go by level, see how it's happening inside. This is the only way to understand the SQL and the database structures. So thank you very much.